What's going on? What's going on, everybody? So, welcome to our brand new segment that we're going to be rolling out, the very first episode, and I'm excited to bring it to you. Why? So, we're going to be bringing to you the Content Tonight Show. So, we're going to be doing a couple things while we're on this show here. So, the main thing we want to do is we want to cover a lot of topics that we get questions about, whether it's from agents that we work with, agents that we don't work with, and we just see going around the community. So, the main point of this is to combine topics that we get constant questions about, and on top of that, too, just introduce you to a little bit about what we do at Content Cards. So without further ado, we're going to get a word from our sponsors and get right to it.
The Content Tonight Show with Nick Krem is brought to you by Content Cards, an easier way to sell homes. Go to ContentCardsWithAZ.com to learn more.
So like I said, the Content Tonight Show, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be covering topics that we get from agents. And on top of that, too, we're going to have a drink to end the night. So two things I rather like, and if I might add, I'm rather good at. So without further ado, let's start getting to some of the topics that we want to cover as far as content goes. So the first one we get asked frequently from a lot of agents, and we even created a whole training library about it, is how do I pick topics to start shooting video? So this is something when we first started Content Cards, it really came about when we were talking with my man Al Stasic here in Cleveland about why agents don't start shooting more video. It came down to two things. They don't know what to do and they don't know what to say. And if that sounds like anything like you, then make sure you tune into this. But the biggest thing, like we were talking about, is you guys don't know what to do or don't know what to say to start shooting video. And I remember at one point when I was out in Arizona working with a realtor, we were out there, we were shooting a lot of videos, we were going around, and that was the main thing that we were hung up on is he didn't know what he was going to shoot about. We didn't know what we were going to do. But once we started implementing some of these things that we're about to talk about, it made it that much easier. So when it comes to choosing topics to start shooting for a video, one of the best things that you can do is just use what's in the neighborhood, what's already available to you. There's a lot of blog posts that you guys can choose from. There's a lot of different market updates and market research. There's so many numbers out there that are just available to you guys. So something that's very easy is just taking some of those numbers and just telling people what that means to them, right? Because at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, a lot of times with real estate agents, we talk to a bunch of realtors all day. So we know the lingo, we know what everybody's already saying, but the consumer doesn't necessarily completely understand what we're talking about. So what we have to do is dissect those numbers and say it in a way that they can understand, right? So that's one really easy way that you can start just getting new topics to start talking about different video, like to start shooting videos, is take the information that's already available to you. People out there have already written a long blog post for you. All you got to do is recreate that into a video and you're good to go. So again, when I was out there, I was out in Arizona and we picked a specific neighborhood. So when we first started shooting the video, we were a little bit nervous at first. You know, we didn't know what we were going to talk about. I just went out there because I know from my experience, once we get out there, we're just going to pick a topic and we could just shoot 20 videos just like that. And that's exactly what we did. But this agent that I was working with didn't necessarily have that experience when it came to shooting videos. So of course we were a little bit nervous at first when we first got started, but this is what we came to the realization of. When we started shooting the videos, it started getting that trickle effect. The next one got easier. The next one got easier. And the next one got easier. Why? It's because we had a system for shooting all these videos. And that system was just a problem and solution framework. We just looked at what's a problem that homeowners would have, whether it's in this neighborhood, whether it's talking about the stats that we were just talking about. What does that mean to them? So we were just come up with 3 bullet points. Like I keep all my bullet points here when I'm going live. I always have my bullet points to keep me on topic. So what we do is you just come up with bullet points, what the problem is, bullet points, what the solution is, and then there's your video. And the last part, which we're going to get to next, is making sure that they click the link. So it's very simple once you break it down into a system to really start shooting video. When you break it into a problem solution framework, what problem are you solving for the homeowners? What solution do you offer? And make sure they click the link. So like I said, so when we were out in Arizona, that's exactly what we did. The next video got so much easier. And then we were knocking them out just like that. In one day, I believe we shot 15 different videos that we're able to post all throughout the month. So when you break it down into a simple formula, topics become very easy for you. So without further ado, we're going to get started with our next topic here. So the next topic that we want to discuss, and this comes up all the time too, Mainly because with videos, with content, with social media, everybody wants to kind of get involved with it, right? That's something that you hear, whether you're going to different events, whether you're hearing it from people in the office, you're seeing it with ads while you're on social media. It's how you can really build your business there and really start getting more people involved. So the biggest thing that people want to do, of course, is convert their social media audience into clients. So that's a big question that I get all the time is how can we really start doing that? And again, this is where we are talking about you shoot your video and at the end you have to give a call to action. That's one of the biggest things that we really see are missing when it comes to shooting content and posting videos and posting just blog posts or anything that you're doing. There's no call to action, or if it is, it's not easy. I can't tell you how many times I see people go on there and they say their phone number really quick at the end, 216-534-3258, which if you want to text me, go ahead. But that if I don't know, I have never paused a video, went and typed in 216, went back to the video, typed in 534, and then went back to the video and rewinded it just to call somebody. Even if they're my best friend, I'm not going to do that in a video. I'll make sure I go back and get that whole number. And that's a funny thing too, when I was talking with somebody the other day about billboards. If the biggest thing on your billboard is your phone number, nobody driving by that billboard is going to read it fast enough. First of all, read the information they need to, and then read your phone number just to give you a call. So giving your phone number is not really the most effective way to start converting your audience into clients, because nobody's going to remember it. And then it just sounds like numbers at the end of the day. And it's nothing they can recall on after the fact. So all you need to do is give them a simple link. Click the link below to learn more. Click the link below to schedule a call with me. So when you tell people to do something, you have to tell them it over and over and over again. Why? Because I don't have children, but I know how children work. I have a lot of them within the family, I guess you could say. You have to tell them something over and over and over again just for them to do it one time. We have to treat our audience on social media just like their children. Why? Because a lot of times when we go there, we're lazy and bored, just like a lot of children are. So what we need to do is tell them to go to the same call to action over and over and over again. And probably by the 5th or 10th time is when they're actually going to start taking advantage of that, clicking the link and getting more information. So that's the biggest thing that we see when it comes to converting an audience. It's just giving them the same call to action over and over and over again, and making sure within the video, we tell them a couple times to click the link below and start getting more information. So when it comes to converting the audience, again, guys, just remember, tell them to click the link below, make it super easy for them, and then that's how you're going to end up winning. So the conversion audience, that's a big part of it too, because when you're doing social media, it can be very nerve-wracking, right? When you're posting all the time, you think you're doing all the right things. You're being consistent. You're posting at the right times. You're going on your personal page, your business page, and you're going back and forth. And you think you're doing everything right, but you're just not seeing any results from it. And a lot of times it just comes down to making the call to action easy and consistent. So when it's the same call to action over and over again, people will know where to go when they want to work with a real estate agent. So what you want people to do is when they think about working with a realtor, they think about your posts and they think about that call to action over and over and over again in their head. And it makes it that much easier for them to actually pick an agent when it comes to buying or selling a home. So that's what we want to talk about with conversion. And the last part is mindset. So with mindset, I was thinking about this topic a little bit too, because this really can be the biggest make it or break it moment when it comes to shooting video and really getting involved, because you can hold yourself back from being yourself on video or even just shooting video altogether. And when I thought back on my experience when I started shooting video, I was almost a little bit lucky because I didn't really know what I was getting into. I just started shooting video because I wanted to. I didn't realize a bunch of people would be watching or how it might affect my business. I just started doing it because I wanted to. But the biggest thing I realized was a lot of my views or my biggest views came from my blooper reels. So a lot of the times when you would be making your mistakes, that's when people want to tune in because you're human, you're real. At the end of the day, we all make mistakes. When you shoot a video, don't expect it to be perfect. That's why a lot of times we go live and it's not going to be perfect. There's going to be times where I pause. There's going to be times where I'm taking a sip of my drink. We're going to be doing different things throughout the live that we wouldn't necessarily cut out or edit throughout the video. So when it comes down to mindset and really shooting video, just realize nobody's perfect. when you shoot a perfect video, if anything, people are going to be less interested of working with you because they think like, man, humans always make mistakes and this person's perfect. It really doesn't add up. So when you make mistakes, you're out there, you're shooting video, you're shooting live videos, just realize nobody's perfect. And if anything, you're going to be judged better for the mistakes that you make. So guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in for our Content Tonight show. And if you do have any more questions or if you want to learn more about what we're about, just go to contentcards.com. That's contentcards with a Z.com. And thanks for tuning in.
The Content Tonight show with Nick Krem is brought to you by Content Cards, an easier way to sell homes. Go to contentcardswithaz.com to learn more.